Hello students, good morning to all. Today we are going to start the next types of agriculture. Next point, that is types of agriculture in the second chapter. So let us see which are the types of agriculture. In the previous lecture we have seen that there are total 8 types of agriculture which are practicing in Maharashtra. First 4 types of agriculture we have seen: intensive subsistence agriculture, dairy farming, livestock farming, and horticulture, that we have already explained in the first or the previous lecture. Today we have to see organic farming, shifting agriculture, plantation farming, and forest farming. So let us see what is meant by organic farming. Compost manure, green manure, bone meal are used in organic farming. This is the new trend or new concept in the field of agriculture, which is practicing by many farmers and adopted by many farmers in Maharashtra. Because as we know that there is a overuse of irrigation, overuse of fertilizers, particularly chemical fertilizers, and that's why the farming which is used which is practiced by using compost manure and green manure as well as bone meal is known as organic farming. Means the word itself indicating what exactly organic farming means. Organic things are used in this farming or in this type of farming. So organic farming is nothing but the wherever there is a use of compost manure, green manure, and bone meal. Crop rotation, biological pest control, mixed cropping, control of insects are also practiced in this type of farming. Means one crop is not adopted, but various crops are grown, and thus this farming is practiced. Not only this crop rotation, but biological pest control. Biologically, we can control the insects and control the diseases. That things or that technique is used. Mixed cropping, not single crop or monocrop is not there, but mixed crops are there. Means once suppose we want to grow the sugar cane, at the same time we have to grow groundnut or any crop which is can be grown with the help with the sugar cane. That is also practiced. Control of insects is also practiced in this type of agriculture. So what exactly advantages of practicing of organic farming? Let us see. It reduces the use of chemical fertilizers. I have already explained that due to the overuse of chemical fertilizer there are various effects or side effects, and we have to minimize that side effects. For that we have to adopt the organic farming, and people in Maharashtra have adopted the same, that is organic farming, which reduces the use of chemical fertilizers. It is eco-friendly. Eco-friendly means the nature we can do the practice as per the seasons, as per the temperature, as per the availability of sunlight, as per the availability of water, we can practice this farming. So it is eco-friendly. It increases the germination in seed due to the heavy use of fertilizers and high use of water. There is a problem in the germination in the seed, and if we do the practice of organic farming, this increase the germination in seed. Improve the texture of soil. As I already explained, there is a use of compost manure, green manure, particularly jute and dhencha, and many more biological grasses are there which are buried under the soil, and then it helps us to improve the texture of soil. Not only this, but bone meals are used, poultry farm manures are used, sometimes fish meal is used in the field, and thus this improves the texture of soil. 50 to 20% increase in yield. Due to the heavy use of fertilizers and due to the over irrigation, there is a decrease in the yield, but nowadays it With the help of organic farming, we can increase the 50 to 20% yield in the field, in the agriculture. Prevents crop from fungus. There are various diseases which affect on the overall production, and that's why the overall production get decreased, and so that we have to adapt prevent to organic farm we have to adapt organic farming to prevent crops from fungus. Next is increase growth in agriculture production. Automatically, whenever we adopt organic farming, there is low diseases, there is low impact of climate, there is low impact of on soil, and though so it helps directly in the growth in overall production, agricultural production. Saves biodiversity and maintains soil fertility. As I already explained, that we have to take more crops and crop rotation. One crop is not there, or monocrop system is not there, but many crops are grown in the same field at the same time, and that's why there is a biodiversity which helps or which supports to maintain the soil fertility. Maintain health of animals. It directly helps to maintain the health of animals. Next one is maintain environmental balance. As I already explained, there is a imbalance in the environmental things or in the environmental due to the heavy use of chemicals and heavy use of insecticides, fungicides, weedicides, and by adopting the organic farming, we can maintain the environmental balance. Maintain humus in soil. Humus is very important. So for overall production is concerned, because humus determines how much water holding capacity of the soil is there, how much retentiveness is there of the water, how much adhesiveness of the soil with the roots, that determined by the humus. And to maintain this, we have to adopt the organic farming. So these all things are there which are beneficial by adopting the organic farming. But there are some disadvantages, or there are some limitations for the organic farming, which are those we have to see. This first important disadvantage is not easily available in the market. Organic products nowadays, this is the recently adopted farming type or farming system, and that's why whatever organic products are there, that are not easily available in the market. Many crops require nutrients, rice, wheat. Only adopting by organic things or organic manure, we can't produce high yield, or we can't take more benefits from the practice of agriculture. And that's why, because rice and wheat require so nutrients, that is N, P, K, secondary nutrients and micronutrients. That's why we have to use the supportive fertilizers to grow the crops and to take more yield. So nutrient requirement is possible only with the help of chemical fertilizers, which are not available in the soil only. Next one is biotic factors management create many problems. In the sense, if we wanted to do the practice of organic farming, but there are things which can't be controlled only with the help of biotic things, and that's why it creates many problems. Government should extend various schemes and facilities to promote this type of farming. There should be a role, there should be a contribution of government. Unless and until there is no involvement of the government in the development of organic farming, this type of system or this system is not developed only by the farmers. Because if there is a failure in this system, farmers can't survive. For the survival of that farmer, one who have adopted this type of farming, government should give the protection, or government should give the support to survive the farmer. So these are all limitations of the organic farming. Next one is shifting agriculture. The word is itself indicating the meaning of shifting agriculture. Shifting of land from the other place for the cultivation purpose is called shifting cultivation. For a 3 year, 4 year and 5 year, up to in some area there is a 7 year. 3 to 7 years. For this period, farmers practice the agriculture and they leave that region or leave that field and goes to the next field wherever there is a possibility of practicing agriculture. They do the practice. So they shifted the land, they shifted the area. So this is the uh, type which is practiced in Maharashtra. This system involves clearing of the forest vegetation. It is also called slash and burn farming. So very simple and very what we can say primary or very uh, means very simple technique is used by the farmers. Whatever the leaves, plants, and leaves are there, they collect at one place and they burn it. And whatever the remnants or whatever the carbon remain over there, with the help of that carbon or with the help of that nutrients only they can grow a crop. So it is clearing of forest. It is there is a cutting of forest. There is a cutting of trees, plants, scrubs, and many more. So shifting cultivation in India is known as Zoom in Assam, Onam in Kerala, Podu in Andhra and Telangana. So these are all native names or local names. Bewar, Masha, Penda, Bira in different parts of Madhya Pradesh. So this type of agriculture is very very traditional. This is very simple. This is only for the family and there is no any trade, there is no any commercial view, and so this type of agriculture is very very lagging or this is very backward type of practice of agriculture, and that's why the patches of shifting agriculture are very few in Maharashtra. So where it is practiced, we have to see. Shifting cultivation is practiced by tribal people because they don't know any technique. They do not use hybrid seeds. They do not use new techniques. No, they do not use any equipment. They do not plowing. They do not any cultivation. They do not practice of any new things. So this type of agriculture is available in Thane, Palghar, Nasik, Dhule, Nandurbar, Amravati and forest area of Vidarbha. And I have already explained they are producing only for the fulfillment of families' need, and they are producing rice. Rice is the major food crop. Somewhere there is a mango, jawar, pulses, vegetable and other crops. But this type of agriculture is very very limited in the Maharashtra, and only tribal communities are practicing this type of agriculture because this is very backward, very traditional, and very very having disadvantages so far environmental balance or environment is concerned, because they are clearing the trees and cutting the vegetation. So there is a ban even in the some areas. So this is all about the shifting agriculture. Next is plantation farming. Plantation means one who farm a plant at one place and it shifted to another one. That is plantation farming. Cash crops cultivated with the help of water security is called plantation farming area. This farming practice at the places where rainfall ranges between 50 to 100 centimeter and irrigation facilities are easily available. As I already explained, plantation means we have to grow plant at a specific area and then we have to transplant the same. Now nurseries are practicing same type of plantation farming or this type of farming, and wherever there is a insecurity of the germination, in those places this type of farming is practiced. Mainly Western Maharashtra consisting Pune, Satara, Sangli, Solapur and Kolhapur district have this type of agriculture. So plantation farming also practiced in Amarnagar, Nashik, Jalgaon, Dhule district also practice this type of farming. Which are the characteristics? Assurance of yield. This is most important characteristics, because if we just buried a seed, there is no possibility of germination of seed, and if that seed is not germinated, that farmer will get lost in the income or in the yield. And so once we plant the crop, there is a security or there is assurance of the yield. Yes, there is a possibility of growing of the plants, and that's why first important characteristic is assurance of yield. Yield capacity increases. We know that how much requirement of that crop is there, which nutrient requirement of this crop is there, how we can provide the water to that crop. So it automatically increases the yield capacity. Sugarcane is the main crop, and many areas I have already explained. Many factories, sugar factories, providing plants for the sugarcane producer or to the farmers, and that's why sugarcane is the main crop. Cotton, wheat, groundnut, vegetables, grapes, pomegranate, orange, sweet lime, drumstick. These are all crops which are grown in the plantation farming. Now, last one is forest farming. The land where agro products are not possible, tree crops are cultivated. Thus, large-scale waste land is brought under agriculture. It is called forest farming. Forest farming is nothing but the growing of the plants, growing of the vegetation, growing of the forest. Wherever there is no practice of agriculture is possible. We can't do the practice of agriculture at slopy area, undulated area, hilly area, mountainous area, and that's why there are the practice of forest farming. This farming is practiced on slopes of hills, banks of rivers, open outskirts, and farm boundaries. Sayadri, Satpura, Melghat, private and government fellow are the areas of forest farming. As we know that there is a requirement of gentle slope, there is a requirement of provision of water, use of fertilizers for the practice of agriculture. But if there is no possibility of these things, means we can't do smooth practices of agriculture, in those areas we can do the practice of forest farming. We can just transplant the trees, and we can grow it with the help of soil. So, what is the importance of forest farming? Improve the economic condition of farmers. Once the farmer started to do the forest farming, there is no need of any investment. There is no need of spray, fertilizers, irrigation, and labors, transportation, and all that things. So inputs are too much less, and outputs are more. That's why economic condition of farmers can improve. Environmental balance will be attained. As we know that forests are the canopy of the earth, forests are the umbrella of the earth which minimize the temperature, which holds the water, which holds the soil, roots of the plants uh, holds the soil and water, and that's why environmental balance will be attained with the help of forest farming. It helps to face environmental problems. Whatever the problem we are facing nowadays, that is global warming, ozone depletion, and increase in sea level, and many more. So, soil erosion. So, all these things we are facing nowadays, and it helps to do the solve on these problems, particularly environmental problems. Biodiversity will be maintained. No any farmer will grow same vegetation or same plant. He will or she will plant many type of plants, or she planted many trees which having variety. It may be of mango, it may be of eucalyptus, it may be of uh, berry, and many more. So biodiversity automatically maintained with the help of forest farming. Social forestry campaign make possible environmental awareness. As we know that social forestry is also one important which may conduct the campaign and to make the aware about the environment uh, with the help of camps. It controls the soil erosion. I have already explained that soil particles are held by the roots of the plants or trees or vegetation, and that do not allow to flow easily or to erode easily by the wind or by the water or by the gravitation force. So it controls the soil erosion. It helps to maintain temperature, rainfall and humidity of the atmosphere. As I already explained that temperature can be controlled with the help of foresting, with the help of plantation, with the help of canopy, and that's why uh, temperature is also minimized by the forest planting or deforestation. Rainfall is for the condensation process, evaporation process. There is a requirement of forest, and humidity is also controlled by the forest farming. So this is all about the four types of agriculture which are practiced in Maharashtra. So today we stop here. Thank you. Thank you very much.